Hello, I'm Phil Chambers, and I'm co-author with Elaine Collier of this book, A Mind to Do Business, which will shortly be available as EPUB format, so it can be downloaded. And I would like you to subscribe to this channel and add your thoughts, your contributions, so we can make it the best book it can be to help you more effectively. Today I'd like to welcome you to my kitchen, where I'll be doing an experiment which was first attributed to Stephen Covey, and it concerns the best use of your time. We have three ingredients. We have rocks, stones, we have gravel, and we have sand. Everyone has the same amount of time in their day, and this is represented by this jar. We all have 24 hours. Take off the time we spend sleeping, we maybe have 18 hours in our day. Same for everyone. But how we use that can differ, and we can use our time much more effectively. So the different ingredients are analogies for different things. Rocks are your goals, your important things in life. The gravel is your day-to-day admin, the things that need to be done but are not vitally important. And the sand is all the mundane things like checking emails. So if we take our day and we start off with our mundane things, our sand, our emails and so on, and we add that into our time, and we're left with part of the jar filled up. So now if we add our mundane, slightly more important admin tasks, and then we have a little bit more room, and now we add in the important things, the goals, the rocks. Try and fit these in as best as I can. And no matter what I do, we can't fit them in. We've got loads of things we would love to do, but they won't fit in the jar. So we filled the jar up, maybe I can fit one more in there. We filled the jar up, but we've still got loads of things we would love to do, which we can't fit into our day. So there must be a better way of structuring our time. So I'm going to reset this, take the rocks out, and start again, and I'll show you a much better way in which we can use our time. Welcome back. I've now separated out my rocks, my gravel and my sand, so we're back to the starting point we were in the previous segment. If you have a really good plan, such as a mind map for your day, your week, your month, then you can make sure that your important things, your goals, are scheduled, and you deal with those first before you add in the mundane things, the admin and so on. So let's do that with our jar. We'll add the rocks in first. There we are, so all of the rocks are in, the jar's full. But there are some gaps. So let's try now to add in some of our mundane admin. So now you can see jar is once again full. But we can still have some space to add in our emails, our unimportant things that can still be added into the jar. I'm going to shake it down a bit. And now our jar is full. And we fitted everything in. We fitted all of our goals in, we fitted all of our admin in, and all of our other additional things you need to do. So we can't put anything else in the jar. Well, maybe we can. If I take some water, we can fit a whole lot more into our time. So what does the water represent? If the rocks represent our goals, if the gravel represents our admin and our everyday work, and if our sand represents all those small little things, what does the water represent? Well, these are things that you can add into the tiny gaps in your time. So for example, say you're watching a TV film, and there'll be commercial breaks. There'll be 4 commercial breaks of 5 minutes each, something like that, and you've got 20 minutes there. So that 20 minutes can be used for other things. So for example, you could go on your online banking app and pay some bills during those time. You could do some tweets. If you tweet for your business, you can tweet during those 5-minute blocks. So you can be using other time. You're piggybacking one task on top of another. For example, if you need to read an important book, it might take you a long while to do that. Learn to speed read, you can read it quicker. We'll talk about speed reading in another one of these videos. But if you get an audiobook, then you can listen to that while you're exercising, while you're driving, as long as it's not going to distract your driving. So you're then using dead time, you're using extra time that you wouldn't otherwise have to do more than one task at a time. If you buy a newspaper, it might take you an hour or so to read that newspaper. If instead you listen to the TV or radio news while you're, say, eating your lunch, then you're again reducing the time you spend doing other things without any loss. So water are the things that you can add into the small gaps between the important rocks, the everyday gravel, and the mundane sand. So I hope you've seen you can greatly improve your effectiveness just by thinking about how you schedule your activities in the context of time. So this is all very well for your daily tasks. What if you have a really, really big goal? Something like that. Then how do you possibly manage such a big task as this? Well, of course you break it up. You can break that into much smaller, different components, then you can fit them in to your daily task. So maybe you would mind map the whole of this big task and identify the different elements that can be done at different times. And therefore you can then add those over the course of days, weeks, months, but at the end of that time you will have achieved really important, really big goals. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any comments, suggestions you'd like to see in future videos, or anything you'd like added to the book, please subscribe to this channel and add those in the comments section. Thank you for your time. I'm Phil Chambers.